Hello, good evening. Oh, it's pretty late. But I thought I'd get in a quick programming session in. Who am I kidding? When is it ever quick? So last time we just got authentication working. We're working on the Pomodoro app, completely in Swift, front end, back end, also using AWS. And today I wanted to try to get DynamoDB in. So DynamoDB is, if you don't know, a NoSQL database in AWS. Great for serverless. And we're going to try to start writing to it from our server. So that should be fun. I have no idea how we're going to do this. Well, I have a little bit of idea. There's a lot of stuff. So we need to create the DynamoDB table and basically write to it. And we're gonna create it with Terraform. So let's get started with that, shall we? And before we get started, I'm gonna set the Pomodoro timer to 25 minutes. It's funny how I keep on using this, and I'm trying to build a Pomodoro app, which doesn't actually do Pomodoro stuff. Probably should focus on that first, but oh well, this I find more interesting. All right, let's do it. So the first thing I want to do is actually, let's bring up the project, and we're going to add a table to Terraform. So in infrastructure, let's do new file. We're going to say dynamodb.tf, and then we are going to go to, what's the best way to do this? I'm going to go to the old, not really that old, and not really that reliable, but we're going to go to ChatGPT. I feel like it's been a little bit slow recently. Okay. I guess I'll just use this window. All right, so we're gonna say, I want to create a DynamoDB table for my project. It's going to be a single table design. It should be on demand. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's see what it spits out. You can use, oh right, I should probably specify Terraform. Pay per request, my single table. Hash key is PK, range key is SK, that's pretty standard. Both are strings, that seems good. Global secondary index, yep. That's pretty standard, that's cool. I don't know if I need a GSI 2, I guess I could keep it. Sure, why not? All right, this actually looks pretty good. So we're gonna copy that, go here. Ooh, this is huge. All right, single table. I don't like this main table. Let's do that. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's try that. Infrastructure, Terraform, init. And I think I still need to log in again because it's been a while since I logged in. Yep. So we're going to say AWS SSO login. Confirm and continue. Allow. Now we should be logged in. So we are going to go to Terraform plan. And one thing I want to confirm is that I I do not have any DynamoDB tables. So we'll go here. Oops. Why am I here? We have no tables in this region. Good, good. So close. Is it because I didn't specify types? Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to add 4 more of these attributes. I'll just have ChatGPT fix it for me. Let's call it main table. Just to fix that one part as well while we are doing this. I could type it out myself, but why do that when ChatGPT can do it? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, forgot that part. That's fine. Copy code. And we don't need this part. Save that. Let's try again. That should work. I think I could have added the second PKSK later. That's fine. Well, this is just the, I want to say test project, but we're still developing it. So I'll say yes, it's creating, it's doing it. Pay per request, which is on demand. Basically, that means we're not provisioning any readers or writers. Normally, if you provision them, that's like having a server up, so then it's going to charge you for each reader and writer that you have up. If you do it per request, then if no one uses it, then you don't pay for it. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but again, if you don't use it, then you don't pay for it, and it's not that expensive. It's like expensive per request, but if you don't have that many requests, it's just going to be lower altogether. It's much better than just like paying for provisioned stuff. If you don't have that many, if you know you're going to have a large demand, you probably should provision it, and you can do that later. But here we go. Here's our new table. So done. That was easy. But now that we have a table, let's put some stuff into the table. How do we do that with Vapor? Oh, okay, so I have a couple of different thoughts. One, I know Vapor has a Fluent ORM, and that's basically a library that they made to handle database stuff in a consistent way. Let's see what drivers they offer. I think I want to try to use this just to keep it consistent with how Vapor does stuff. So we have Fluent MySQL driver, SQLite, should have a Postgres one. If I search for driver, SQLite, Redis, and Mongo. All right, well, it's interesting how they have Mongo but not DynamoDB. I mean, one's documented, one's I don't know what DynamoDB is. Key value? I think it's key value. I'm not really familiar with document. I think I kind of get the idea. All right, let's start by asking ChatGPT. I want to, in my Swift, actually, why am I typing this? Let's do it this way. in my Swift Vapor backend, I want to use Fluent to access a DynamoDB table. How can I do this? Okay. DynamoDB. I should probably read every time I do that, but that's fine. To use Fluent with DynamoDB, you can leverage the Fluent ORM along with the Dynamo. However, Fluent does not natively support DynamoDB as a backend out of the box. You'll need to write custom code to interact. Well, that's going to be annoying. Maybe I can write my own driver. I think someone else already wrote a driver. Yeah, this guy, Gonski. But I think it's also old, 6 years ago. So it might be a little bit outdated. Whoa, what is this? Fluent gem. I might need to write my own driver. Okay, well, let me just speed this a little bit. So in general, what do? We say Fluent DynamoDB driver, use DynamoDB as something. And then we put stuff in the package.swift, like the driver, that, saying we need the driver. And then in our configuration, we use the driver and configure it. Okay, so that's good. Oh man. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I mean, shouldn't be too bad, right? How hard could it be? Maybe I'll get started and see how far we go. Time to create a Fluent DynamoDB driver. I don't know which one to do first, because I kind of want to set stuff up, but I don't have any of this set up. I mean, I could run like a Docker database, but I don't want to do that just for this. Isn't there like a local driver? Here. No. It's a SQLite. What? Does this work? Fascinating. Maybe I can do that. Although I don't want to download this dependency though. Maybe that's the only way. Where do I even get started? This is such a daunting task. Ooh, what's this? 5.9. Interesting. Okay, so what do we need? We need Fluent Kit. We probably need AWS Swift log. That's fascinating too. Okay, I got 10 minutes left in this Pomodoro and it's 1:30, so I'm gonna go for another 30 minutes maximum, and then we'll see how much we can do, and we'll just continue again tomorrow. A little bit at a time, right? Okay, that's just a generic logging framework. Not looking forward to this. Okay, what do we need? What's database? I don't know. I'm guessing it defines make database with database context. And this one just returns a fluency like database. Okay. And this one has a couple of things. Last auto increment ID with connection query. Okay, what about... I have a feeling this might not work. And I'm also thinking maybe I should take it one step at a time. Like first try to just talk to DynamoDB directly before trying to make a driver. That's probably a smarter approach. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we got here. We got a database driver. Yep, all it needs, pretty sure, all it needs is make database, and it's making a fluent Mongo database, which is defined up here, which is a database. And it's also a Mongo database representable. Not sure why. Uh-oh. You got a database query, so you can either create, aggregate. You can also read, update, delete, and custom. Aggregate's a little bit cool. And I wonder if it defines these functions. I don't see it defining it. So it must be either in database or in Mongo database representable or some extension somewhere. Okay, let's not do that. Where's my mouse? Okay, here's the plan. So let's open up the backend, make sure that's running. Make another one here. Empty scheme. I don't actually need the authentication one right now. I just want DynamoDB to work. Just trying to figure it out. Okay. Looks like it's running, and then we'll, I don't know, we'll just hit hello, I guess. Hello. Port 8080, hello. Hello world. Okay, cool. So that's that one right here. So quick and dirty, I'm just gonna add everything here. But now the question is, so we'll figure out the DynamoDB stuff first, and then we'll put it all behind Fluent. Now the question is AWS Swift SDK. Now the question is, how do we do this? Now this is kind of funny. It's pre-release. May have flaws. I think that's fine. Not intended for use. I think it's okay. We're just doing a side project. And it only works in these three, which is fine. Don't need the other ones for now. Nice. Setup. Overview. Sign up. Okay, we don't need that. We might need that. Identity center. I guess we need an IAM user. It seems like this one might be the recommended way. I'll look into that in a little bit. But the more interesting part that I want to do right now is, what is this? Oh, my connection. Might need to do that. Environment variables. Might need to set that up, but it's also interesting because the environment variables that I'm going to use might change. They might change. I'm trying to look for package.swift. Here, finally. We'll use the latest one. Okay, and then we will save this and say the app is dependent on whatever that thing is. Ooh. Okay. This is kind of what I was looking for. just do that, except okay, so right now it's fetching, which is good. That's what I want. Okay, let's see, we got 20 minutes left. Right now it's fetching. Let me turn off Docker. Don't need Docker right now. And then it looks like it's fetching a couple of other stuff. Okay, so because it fetched I think that should have been it. Right? Do I have to do this? I mean, I added it already. So I said it depends on AWS STS. Whoa. What am I missing? We got, okay, so we defined the package here. We said it depends on the product AWS STS. In main, we imported it. I mean, I didn't put it in main, but we don't really have a main. I mean, this is our main. Which technically, I guess we could put. It shouldn't really matter. I think I just had to stop and compile it. Nope. How come this is highlighted? What is that? There's a lot of things I have never seen here before, but it should still work. And I'm actually oh, it's because I need to put in the environment variable. This is gonna be interesting. Do I need to do this? I mean, I think it resolved already. Alright, Google. DuckDuckGo. to the project frameworks. I mean, that's what package.swift is for. We said we're depending on that package, and then the app also depends on it with the name AWS STS. Which is right there. Whoa, it isn't showing up. Don't understand. I mean, there's a folder here. Is it because of their package? Is this what they export? Right here. Protocol test. Why is it adding? Whoa, this is weird. This is like the most complex package.swift I've seen yet. They're like adding protocol tests. Interesting. They're like building up their package dynamically. That's fascinating. Wow. And they have a lot of stuff here at services. But what do they actually export? The name is AWS SDK Swift. AWS client runtime seems to be the main thing. Wonder if I need to change the README. Smithy, that's an interesting thing. Missing docs. Yeah, now I'm just like trying to figure out how this SDK works. Last week, so it's being updated. Where's this? Package.version. Is that working? Why did it fail? Okay, Xcode, would you like to give me any information? Okay, so I need to do something. What is this? What is that? Wait, why are there two targets here? I think, how is this even set up? I think that's the app. It has to be. Oh, jeez, okay. Okay, you're already getting tired. We only have 8 more minutes. And then I'm gonna call it. Man, I can't even figure this part out. Okay, so ChatGPT, please help. Oh, what's this? Okay, so we'll do that. And I mean, it looks like it finds it now. However, I'm still getting failure. What? I'm getting a completely different failure. What am I doing? I'm so confused. Why? Okay, let me just do this. And that works. Okay, so we'll start doing this one by one. Okay, so there the server started. What if I did this? It fails. What? That's different from before. Okay, so these people have had similar issues, but it just stopped. The error just all of a sudden stopped showing up, and yet for some reason I'm getting the issue. What if I clean? couldn't even get to float today. That's fine. We will get to it eventually over time with consistency and a little bit step by step. Getting things little by little to make sense. So, man, I didn't even hit DynamoDB yet. We created the table, but I'm still trying to connect to it. What? It works. Okay, stop. Let's try again. Are you gonna work now? I think it's gonna work. All I have to do is clean it. That's crazy. Okay then, well that's a concrete example of when cleaning actually fixes an issue. Cool. Okay, that's fine. Because we know here, and now that I've made progress, now I'm not going to be able to sleep again. But I don't think I'll be able to, I mean, I don't want to, I do need sleep. Because the next steps are going to be, I need to get credentials. Like here. And we need to set it up here. Here. My Mac. So here you go to edit scheme and then run arguments, and then we add that AWS access key ID, secret access key. Yeah, I will do this next time. Partially because it. Oh. Yeah, I need to set up. I am. Okay, well, I'll be another time. Once I get those, I should be able to actually make DynamoDB calls. Because all I need to do is here. Let's say like get item. So I make sure that we have a client. Set up get item input. Table name's gonna be the same. Actually get the item. And then initialize it that way. Oh, that's interesting. Each example includes a link to GitHub. Cool. It's a fully managed NoSQL database service that provides fast and predictable performance. Important running this code might result charges. Running tests might result charges. We recommend that you grant your code least privileges. So I can grant like an IAM that only has permissions to this DynamoDB table. That'd be pretty good. At most, grant only the minimum permissions required to perform the task. For more information, see grant least privilege. This code is not tested in every AWS region. For more information, see that. Cool. Add the contents of JSON file. Create a table. Nope. Delete an item. Don't need that. Delete a table. Don't need that. Get an item by key. It's gonna be interesting because the driver that I'm thinking of making. I'm still thinking of doing a single table design style. just because that's my preference. But if someone else wanted to do like a multi-table design, I suppose that can be done as well. Scan a table with pagination. I might need to take a look at how the Mongo driver works. Scan a table with pagination. Update. Because this is the one we're going to need here. AWS DynamoDB. Here. Wait, is this a full example? Oh, cool. Perfect. So we have a movie table. Table name. So you can initialize a movie table, create the table. And you can also have, check to see if the movie table exists. Delete the table, get table status. That's cool. In case it's like still creating. Oh, yeah. So it's like it checks it like 4 times a second. As long as the table doesn't exist, it will sleep. And only continue once it exists and is active. Okay, so if it doesn't exist, it keeps on checking 4 times a second. Then when it exists, it keeps on checking. It makes sure that the table is active. Same thing. It will check 4 times a second until the table is active before it actually continues. That's what await table active does, which is probably used somewhere here. Here's the await. I mean, I don't know why I said here it is without even knowing where it is. That's fine. Populate. So you can populate it with JSON. You can add a movie. And uses put item. Get as item. Add. I'm kind of curious as to what a movie is. Is it just a simple strut? I think it probably conforms to or subclasses something. Oh, here it is. Codable. Cool. Perfect. That's all we need. Get as item. Cool. I wonder if this can be done dynamically. Kind of like codable. Like automatically. I'm not sure, but I think this is going to be for next time. Alright, that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks for joining. We'll continue next time with creating a user and actually trying to get the backend to speak with DynamoDB. Once we can get that, perhaps we'll try our hand on getting the Fluent library to work with it. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna head to bed. Thanks for joining. See you next time.